Alright boys and girls, and welcome back to another building video. This time I'm bringing you all on an amazing quad-man base that shrinks down everything from my last design into a smaller build. Jam-packing bunkers, clever retakes, and lots of storage into a simple 2x1 starter for you all to enjoy. Introducing the mini blind. Alright, let's jump into the tour of the mini blind. We've got 4 external TCs out here giving us a 5 TC total base. Inside each external, we've got a free-handed bunker, space for something extra in there if you'd like, battery locker, extra loot to store offline, and that's how we disconnect this external. 3 squares out from main, and a ramp on top. Exact same thing over on the opposite side on a different external too, it's just 3 squares out and a ramp, and then you seal it up like this. That'll allow you to remove the privilege that overlaps your main base, letting you move the main TC or put it back down after a raid. If you like building and you're looking to improve, my Discord is a wonderful place to be. We've got multiple great builders including me to answer any questions that you may have, an extensive moderator team, and if it's my building style that you like and you don't want your base layout to be visible on YouTube, then you can open a ticket and look into getting your own custom base design for your own personal use. Cheers lads, let's go on with the tour. Now we've got some pretty nice gatehouses here that give some wide angles into our compound, and of course around the back behind the furnace, as ideally we'd expect these high walls and furnace to be gone in an online raid defense scenario. So they're going to have some pretty good angles there. Opening up these doors into compound, it's going to take us through into our kind of funneled section here. You can see the turrets have got the long angles that we share with the Patricos down below, and our furnace funnels up really nicely here, giving us some great angles to play off of in the case that they do end up going through those high walls. And because there wouldn't, we'd expect them to go through those high walls. You can see lots of angles here while they're dealing with the furnace funnel too, which is super nice. Turret is watching behind the furnace, which you don't always see, but it's great to have. Lots of angles staring around here, which is amazing. Little sneak peek as to what's going on there. We got the same one-ways from the original blind. Over here is a nice little bedroom module that's pretty much covered by the 2 turrets as well. And those have got a chain link right in front of those 2, so it's going to be a good few HVs to take out. More Patricos from these bedrooms here, and they're watching behind the furnace funnel, giving you some great angles when that compound opens up, and of course, perfect respawns to fill up with some loot. Hidden behind this locker is our main battery, and you'll get that down super early on into the game as well, which is super clean. Another spot for a locker there, and then the bedroom just repeats itself as we go around. Wrapping through, we have 2 ways into the base, and a lot of turrets in compound as well, keeping everything covered. Before we continue with the tour, we've got a little sponsor that I think you're going to want to hear from today. The latest addition to the Spinky setup is the FlexiSpot E7 Pro. Take pride in your setup, align your gaming gear along a selection of high-quality, long-lasting desktops, equipped with a strong mobile frame capable of moving 160 kilograms, meaning that your mum could comfortably sit on my desk, and if not, she could always go underneath. Make the switch to a moving desk and fix up that gamer posture. Upgrade yourself and your setup all at once. Clever cable management, precise desk height adjustment, and the 8th year anniversary sale of FlexiSpot allowing you to obtain this desk for 50% off is just far too many reasons to why you should go cop one. The desk takes up minimal space to maximize legroom, and FlexiSpot desks are simply faster, look better, and can be personalized by you. So head on down to the description, check out flexispot.com, grab yourself a moving standable desk, and stand up for once in your life, you rust addict. Opening up this door takes us into some more Patricos just to give us a little bit extra airlock to play off of. You can see those turrets just see you as you come in the front door there. In here is the little bedroom module that again is from the original blind, giving us angles out into compound and one-ways into our shell. One-ways are exactly as they sound. Essentially, you're going to see players, they're not going to see you. So hopefully you'll be able to win those gunfights, no matter your skill level, because these angles are straight up one-ways. Really useful stuff to have in spaces that we expect to see raiders moving around. Open up rather a few garage doors now, and that'll take us through into our shell. Now the shell is wide gapped, you can cover it up with the doors as I've done. However, I wouldn't be storing your main loot in here or anything like that, just extra deployables, furnaces, mixing tables, all that good stuff. Just got some lockers in here right now, weapon racks, but of course throw down anything you feel comfortable. And if wipe's an absolute movie and you've got to overflow out into this zone, of course feel free to do it. Fill it up with a couple of boxes of wood, all that good stuff. Then we have a nice airlock into our main starter base, and it's a 2x1, which means it's super easy to expand from. And if Wipe's not a movie, then you can continue to live out of this. Despite having planned to build something much better, you can still enjoy your time in this little 2x1. Now, the bunker on the starter base is a stair bunker, which means the console players will not get to utilize it, sadly. But it's still a decent long door path here. But for the PC players, you'll get that bunker early on into the game, which is very handy to have. That's our main TC backed in over there, and it's a very familiar 2x1 starter for even the lesser experienced builders to get down on wipe day. It's super nice, depending if one of your teammates is going to claim the build spot, at least they can get the starter down. Jumping up to third floor, we have more boxes, lots of good spots for barrels here, a loot room in the middle with a jump up, and of course you can fit 4 beds here if you want, it just loot cleaner with 2, and then we can open out to shooting floor. We do have a really nice turret that watches through that embrasure, and it also watches throughout the shooting floor too, and you'll get some more angles on that in a moment. Our shooting floor is wide gap with some good downward angles. We've got great Patricos to crouch and peek down through, and some longer angles as well, and that frame is going to protect your head and hopefully help you win a couple more gunfights out of it. Closing that door opens up some more angles. You can see that the turret is watching all the way through, which is so handy. I really like the shooting floor. I use it in a few bases as well. The way it comes through is just super clean. These Patricos are great, good angles for heli peaks, and of course we've got the Brutalist ramp peak as well, very handy in the middle there. And even the multi-TC gaps, you might get a kill out of one of them, to be fair. Up here's some more roof retakes, which is super handy. Great little roof retakes there. And you can see the turret is even watching all the way through here as well. So it's going to be really tough to lose that shooting floor. And the turret is watching down here too. Over here is where our bunkers are going to be. We have 2 of those, and you can high wall those up. Pretty handy that the turret is watching in here. This is not an area we want people to be in, so very good that the turret's watching that. 4 boxes fit in there nicely, and you can tuck it behind a glass window, and that's a perfect spot to store some of your best loot in the event of an offline raid. That's the shooting floor, and we head back up onto roof from this particular angle here. We get some more retakes into the center of the roof, and then we have a final little airlock to play off of, with some angles slightly up onto roof there. A couple of drop boxes, and you're good to go out from this airlock. You can see the turret is watching all the way around the roof, just 2 turrets to cover up here, but they see everything that they need to see, which is perfect. Out on roof now we have extra bit of wood here just to hold up any minicopters or scrap helis in the center. We've got the turrets that are watching all the way around and through, and we've got a lot of roof retakes up here as well. Our wide gaps are mimicked from down below up onto roof to give us some downward angles on roof, which is so valuable. You can see those retakes back in there, and the more retakes that we'd have back on the roof. Really nice space. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Now I'm sure you boys and girls are currently wondering what the base costs, and for the moment I'm gonna have to give you my best estimate because Builder Sanctuary has released an absolutely amazing update that I'm really chuffed with, so I'll just have to guess as roughly what it is just now. Either way, this is the mini version of the blind, so it's cheaper than that one, but first of all on screen is the total build cost, second up is that build cost in box amounts, and lastly is the total upkeep spread between 5 TCs, and the main TC is holding the majority of that upkeep. Hopefully boys and girls are impressed and you want to know how to build the base, and I'm going to go ahead and break that down for you now. Alright, so we're starting off with a 2x1 footprint. We're going to double half wall on the left. Unless you're on console, double half wall is not going to benefit you. But if you're on PC, we're getting a stair bunker there, so double half wall, very important to the build. Then from there, you can throw a wooden triangle on there, or twig, and it's not going to be there forever. Of course, the stair bunker will sit on that, so don't go throwing any boxes there or anything like that. Gonna want to get the stair bunker placed whenever we can. So if you do get online to early game, you can throw that stair bunker down, and they're not going to be able to raid you with any early game materials at least. We need to jump up with deployables here. It cannot be a triangle, or else that staircase is going to latch on to the other triangle, and then it will never break, and you'll be boxed in your own base, which is not what we're looking for. So deployable jump up here, and that was a little stair bunker demonstration too. We jump up over here, and we also jump up to second floor, the same place we dropped down. So don't seal that at the top, just leave it open like that. There's a loot room in the middle, and you can already carry through a half floor, nice and easy. And we wrap walls around the back with a door frame leading to the right. We can drop down, and on the front 2 side, these 2 triangles are just pure honeycombing. We don't actually utilize them for anything, so you can comb them in. And I'm going to add a twig roof for an early game entrance, and that roof is going to need to stay twig, so keep that in mind. So that twig roof there, never upgrade that. So now we do have symmetry on, and we're working on a two-sided sim here. We're coming out with 4 triangles, and then we're doing a row of 3 just like that. That was just a quick little build out, so we can do the module for the wide gaps. We're going to wrap around here with some arms, breaking that center triangle to create a nice funneled shape for our bedroom module and our wide gaps later on. All of that can get upgraded, and then we're going to connect it all to the 3 triangles to make sure nothing's decaying after we've placed our external TC, of course. All of this is going to need an external, so keep that in mind. In the center here, we do a wall, couple of door frames, and then more door frames to link everything up. And now we can wrap around the back to an extra triangle that we'll use to hold up barricades. But we're also going to make that the point of connection for our disconnectable TC. Then we can build out with 4 squares and then just do our standard free-handed TC with a little 3 triangles here. Break all 4 squares and the center triangle so we can do our freehand. Upgrade all of this to the desired material at the time, and we can wrap these 2 triangles in and give them a single door. I like to leave the single door soft side facing the wrong way, just so it makes it easier to freehand. If you have no conditional on the way, you can really see exactly where you're doing this. We're going to plug the top left corner away from us into that side, but leaving a gap close to us, looking for a 79% on that wall. Making sure it holds when we break the foundation, and making sure it opens from one side like so. And you can rotate the door frames and place your TC. Join it all up, just like that. And once we're sure our freehanded is working, we can seal up the bunker and leave it alone. Alright, let's finish off this module now. We have a spot for the battery here. It's hidden behind the locker. Wrap this around, we have our bedrooms, and they of course have a Pedrico on them too. And then we cover the head of that Pedrico as well, because we'll be looking underneath, not the top. We're not trying to get quadded out of there. Give it a wall, couple of door frames, and wrap around for this other bedroom, doing the exact same thing we did before. Give that in there just to cover our head a little bit. And then we're going to wrap some low walls around the back and place some triangles here for barricades to sit on. These low walls just make sure if you do dodgy barricade placement, no one can get in the compound, hopefully, by pushing between the 2 barricades. That side is complete now, so we're going to work on the multi-TC side. We do a short build out off Mainbase, and then we're into the multi-TC foundations. Go ahead and do 7 squares out from those 2 triangles, and cap it off with a triangle. Once you've added that triangle, you can break all the squares, and then come back with triangle half moons. Upgrade that triangle, we'll break the rest, and then we do a little build out here to complete our footprint. Take away all that, and add a square in the middle. Beautiful, that's what we're looking for now. Build away for our gatehouse, just like that. And it's kind of a larger gatehouse, but it does give us some really great turrets, so it's definitely worth it. I'm doing the bare minimum on the gatehouse here, just so we can rush that external TC. Once you've done that gatehouse part, you can build up with 4 squares and then do our external. And just build up the external exactly the same way we did before. And there we go. Once you've done that, we're looking pretty good. We'll finish off the gatehouse now. We'll add in those half walls for the Petricos, and then we can get frames on top for some chain link for the turrets. Make sure those low walls are the soft side facing the wrong way as well, so there's no conditional there, and the funnel is not too tight to move around. Cap this off with half walls above the gatehouse, so we have spots for turrets and boxes in the center. There we go, that's the gatehouse done and dusted and linked up to the footprint. You'll have 1 square that's still decaying. You'll need to connect that up with frames, so keep that in mind. But to finish off the compound, I'd add in these floating shop fronts. You can just place those in. Perfect. Now we can finish off the footprint here so that nothing's going to decay. Once you add in that single door and then you place the frame of the bedroom or the wall, that'll save that square from decaying right there. Bring through a half wall for the tricos on the front door, and then we can wrap this around as well, remembering the windows of course for our one-ways. Finish off the footprint there because I forgot that triangle. And then you can add a wall on the left and a door frame on the right, and spam half floors through the middle. Add a ceiling on top of all of this. And then we can finish off the footprint around this backside too, adding in a wall and more half floors going through. And then for the shell, you have a window like facing a window so that we can get that one way going through from the bedroom into the shell. Just like that. Array through a little floor there, and you can get a roof ramp on there to make sure nobody can use the ankle biters from outside of the base. And there we go. To finish off the compound completely, we're going to add a furnace in this exact spot, and the placement can be kind of tight for this one. Once you've done a furnace, it's a 2 high wall gap to seal everything up. Then you just do the same on the opposite side. Once you've done that, we can go back inside the shell now and start working on that. Towards the starter, we had that temporary jump up. You can fix that now with a wall and then a single door to enter our second floor, just like so. Then come in front and add a layer of half walls on top of our entrance. And then the bunker will go on top of these half floors here. So just fully fill that part in. We're going to spam frames throughout the entire shell. And remember, you'll want some double doors that swing out the way to cover any annoying gaps in your wide gap shell. On the wide gaps, you do a half floor and then a low wall, so we can have shooting floor angles. Don't forget to do that. Everywhere else just gets full walled in between. Add your ceiling on top of this entire section. And then you raise frames up and create your wide gaps like that. I'll go ahead and make the bunker now so you guys can start using that. And it's pretty simple stuff over here. Just placing your walls as you can, making sure there's a gap, and then building your little loot room over here. Add frames on the left and right, but not in the middle, or else that'll break the bunker. And that's how the bunker works. You then get jump ups leading in and out of the bunker, and the rest of this area needs to be half floored too. Next to the bunker, we do get a couple of extra spots for boxes as well. And we'll get a ramp on those as well. Back inside the core, we still have two-sided sim on here. You can raise it all in walls, and then the door frames on the left and right, just like that. Without the symmetry now, we're going to raise up, giving ourselves some ankle biters onto roof, with a central jump up coming in from here, and single doors on the left and right, and those were used for barrel loot rooms, next to some beds. The rest of the floor can be door frames, and then you can floor it in. Up above, we get one final airlock as well, which is super handy and nice to play off of. And there we go, beautiful. Back out into shooting floor now. We do not actually utilize this part just yet until roof. So you add the frames again and the half wall low wall again. And then we get ourselves a window in the center, and we can wrap frames all the way around. More windows next to our bunker, and those become batricos later on when we raise up some frames. And then you can add floors on top of this area for now. Over on the bunker, there's some room for error here. You're going to open up the bunker, place the first 2 triangles from main base side, and then place that final triangle over the top of the bunker like that, making sure your gaps are as mine are, and ensure that your bunker still opens before you go and upgrade anything. And we can add single doors on top of our bunker here, just like that. And we have a breach peak on top of the bunker, which gets wrapped in half walls. And then we cover any gaps with the roofs. You can have frames up here, but of course not down below, or that's going to break the bunker. And just add in the floors as I do. And these roof ramps, be careful placing those, making sure it sits as mine do. Perfect. Then low wall it off. And we can add floors in the gaps. Those single doors are covered by ramps, and I'd recommend you use either metal or brutalist to give you the best vision out of these. And we can drop down to where our bedrooms are, add a layer of half walls here, and then raise frames too tall. Don't forget to use that to give yourself a Patrico in the shooting floor. And then we also Patrico up top on our breach peaks, and give those a ramp too, just for some heli tigs, and to keep your head a little bit safer from tall raid bases. Up on roof now, we're building a little extra section here. This is where our turret is going to sit, so we wrap it on the back of half walls, give ourselves some chain link in the front, and then you can add out a little canopy here for some minicopters. Beautiful, beautiful. On our wide gap sections, you can just wall those in, place a door on those, and then have a double door swinging out the way. Next to our ramp peaks, we do a half floor, and then you can add a ramp coming off of that. Next to our ramp peaks, we do a half wall. And then once you've done that, you can drop down here and add a spot for the turret. This one's watching into shooting floor and the bunkers and all that too. And then finally a ramp comes off of here. The ramp's a little bit weird to place, you might need to do it from this side instead. But once that ramp is down, the roof ramp is down, then you place a ramp here. There we go. Nice little seal up there, looks pretty cool. And a nice little downward angle. Last thing to do are some square ramps off of here. Then come around the back here and throw down some backwards roofs. And we'll add the cat ears in front to tighten up that roof angle. And ideally leave them as non-DLC roofs. And once you've done that, that completes the base design. Hopefully you boys and girls have enjoyed this video. If you did, then please feel free to leave me a like and drop me a comment down below. Remember to check out FlexiSpot, the links are going to be in the description. Hope to see the space out there on some servers because it's an absolute bang, and I'll see you boys and girls in the next one. See you in a bit.